It's Friday and we're ready to swing.
Only on the show.
She knows it's only on the show. Hi, it's another weekend. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my ladies in the building. Hello.
Hi.
Kikishis, how are you? Looking
well.
nice and yellow today.
Thank you.
Glowing,
Thank
glowing.
you. Thanks to
your sisters.
And my sisters, yeah.
They hooked you up
today. They hooked me. They're like, why do you like to wear big things? Why do you like to wear free things? Show your shape. Wear this. I'm like, hey. Oh, vocal.
And they cannot see what is going on actually.
I'm like, Awalamu. Okay, I'm here now.
What's I'm
sure, I know my mom is Delta, so, I don't think you people now understand the language. But probably, I understand the language very well. But
you don't language, right?
Yeah, Agbo.
Yes.
Agbo, yeah.
I'm married to Agbo.
Right,
yeah,
right.
so, but they can speak
so that means
fluently.
you and Nima can speak the language?
Yeah,
Nima
no, I understand, but I can't speak all the way.
I'm such an ignorant Nigerian. Jeez, I'm such an ignorant Nigerian.
I see you on the show bubbling, shouting, and they think that, oh, Mariah is a party person, Mariah is a groovy person.
In her bedroom.
If only you know.
Exactly. I think we have that in common.
I'm telling you, people actually always think that I'm just, they really think I'm out there. You know, you do. I'm like, oh,
Painting the town red.
I am in my house.
It's called wash. I'm washing them.
How you doing, Topsy?
I'm very
Any
good.
plans for the weekend?
No plans for the weekend. The past 2 days I've not been on the show. I've been very...
Hello, election is weekend. Plans
I
for the weekend?
I don't have plans for the weekend.
Oh,
My only plan, I don't have PVC.
Yeah.
I mentioned it.
That's true.
I've been disenfranchised. So I will do what I planned to do last week, which is to mobilize people to go out and vote. And I'm doing that online. I'm doing that physically, you know.
Which is good.
Yeah, that
alone is voting.
That's the little
I was thinking of making money, you know, like do a couple of Zobo and go and sell.
Oh, like the woman that did Kunu that nobody...
It's business, you know. We have to
That's a good
Do you know
idea.
last year, people
But I
actually
don't
brought
know.
drinks out in Magodo to give people free at the polling units on that Bashar Shitu.
2015.
2015, the last election, they brought the drinks for free. Guys brought drinks, they brought coolers, and there were cheers that this election we are counting together. So don't go and sell.
I haven't been
Go and
paid, so I don't
contribute.
have the money to buy drinks free for somebody. So
Why
I
is
can
it they
make-
should pay staff? Well, not with us.
I haven't,
Well, yeah.
you
Well,
know.
why is it they should pay the state, the federal government staff? Not
I'm
us.
thinking of how to make money, but I'm just
February.
kidding. No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I just remembered that I made a goal, like I had a goal plan for the year that I'll be reading 2 books every month.
It's still February.
So January, I read 3. February now, today's date is what? I just realized I've not read Jack.
It's
So
too
I
early
got
to
into
fall off.
panic mode. When I get home this weekend, I'm reading.
It's so difficult for me to read. I have so many books I want to
Why?
read.
Read.
Because I'm constantly expressing. I'm
I'm
constantly
breastfeeding.
carrying. I'm constantly passing. I'm constantly doing something the other. So
You may not
I
have
really
time
want to
for
read.
now.
Funny enough, when I was breastfeeding, I was reading more because I was just at home
You
on the
told
bed.
me about that you just had something that just I have the manual, so I'm constantly doing like this and this.
And you did not
this
remember.
and this and this. Don't worry,
I
there's nothing to buy
think
for
now
you.
people just struggle with reading, but probably because of people like us that are trying to acquire more qualifications.
it's not
We are
that
forced
much
to
of a
read, we are
struggle.
forced to research, we are forced to, no.
How's
So you
school
read.
going?
There's this motto, strategic financial management. Jesus, by the time I opened it, I kept, I didn't understand, but I realized that, you've taken a lot of courses on financial management. But this one was like further maths. I'm like, I didn't understand anything until I just had to go and start reading back to back, but I think I'm getting there.
That's good.
So hopefully I should get a
My
C,
children will say, practice
at
makes
least
perfect.
a C, and I'm comfortable
Aim
with
for
that.
an A.
Cool. Anyways, so nothing major for the weekend. Aside from
No, just
cooking
staying
for
home. I'm going to be
Please
baking this
go out
night.
and vote, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
We're going to watch a movie, baby mamas. We're going to watch a movie. We're going to watch a movie.
I haven't decided, my darling.
yeah,
I
we'll see how that goes. But really, we should come out tomorrow and vote. I mean,
Yes,
that's the
please,
least you could do. Come out and vote.
please.
I was disenfranchised for my neighborhood, but I will go to my mom's area
To vote. Okay.
So at least I have to. I
Is
have
that
to vote.
movement?
I'll support you guys. I'll
I'll
pray
go
for
away
you.
tonight.
Be safe,
I'll leave
please.
tonight.
Everybody be
and
safe.
yeah, be safe. And take lots of water and all that stuff. And
Don't carry lunch boxes, oh.
Before they think it is bomb. Before they will think it is
For whatever reason, don't take
Don't
lunch
carry
boxes.
lunch boxes.
Carry your food in a nylon. You understand?
All right, let's
Let's
go
leave
to
it.
break. When we come back, we'll breeze through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
To something this morning.
Let's start with the punch. Over 72 million PVCs collected. Buhari says, let's have faith in INEC. INEC chairman Yakubu rejects resignation call. Vote out incumbent like 2015. Atiku tells Nigerians. 3 caught for planning to kidnap Lagos businessman for 60 million naira ransom.
I have the story.
News of my resignation, fake, deliberate propaganda, says Osinbajo. FG earns 1.1 trillion naira from VAT, recovers 33 billion naira from defaulters. I advise El Rufai against releasing casualty figure in Kaduna crisis, says CP. 4 shots during Osinbajo's campaign in Ilorin, and 5 feared dead as APC PDP supporters clash in Kano. Let's start with the human interest story.
Yes, so operatives of the Lagos State Police Command arrested one Sunday Nwankwo and 2 employees of an oil and gas merchant. Agu Zuchuku, one of them is 19 years old, and Tunde Olaiwo is 21. So they planned to, abduct their oga.
Right.
And if that plan had succeeded, they would have been able to milk out 60 million.
Wow.
So
Terrible.
the police got an intelligence report, traced them, and arrested them. So they confessed, and the case will be likely charged to court.
Okay.
Investigations are ongoing.
Then another story in Punch. I know that the vice president was saying that the propaganda saying that he was resigning is actually fake. Now the news of his resignation is actually fake and deliberate propaganda.
Yeah.
Let's move on very quickly now to Vanguard. Oh no, let's start with The Nation. INEC clears over 72 million naira to 72 million people to vote. What's wrong with me this morning? INEC clears over 72 million to vote. Let's see. Buhari, EFCC worry over influx of foreign currencies. Government to Supreme Court stay off on August case. Excitement as Osinbajo walks in Ilorin, and observers granted visa fee waiver. So INEC has cleared.
Yeah,
Have that story.
Yeah, so INEC has cleared more than 72 million Nigerians to go and vote tomorrow. Right. And he has also mentioned that he's not under any pressure for him to contemplating resignation. So, and he has assured everybody that they should all go out tomorrow and vote. But there are some voters' card that has been withdrawn, but everything will be given back to the Nigerians, I think March 6th, after election.
Quickly, EFCC is saying that there's fake dollar in circulation. The presidency is also saying that a lot of politicians have brought in foreign currency just because of the election. So you have to be very careful, and they are giving a warning to the BDC, Bureau de Change, to be very careful on how they handle the cash, because a lot of the dollars are fake right now.
Okay.
So observers, we had election observers that were supposed to observe the presidential election last week, and immediately it was postponed. They asked for extension of their visas. So instead of just giving them extension, they decided to waive the fee of reapplication for visa for all those that, the observers that came, international observers that came to observe the election.
Which is good. Okay. Vanguard very quickly polls. FG shuts borders at noon today. Police deploy all its 350,000 officers and men assets. Now, wow.
Background.
Army to deploy GOCs, brigade commanders, special task force. Hey, is it not election?
Are we at war?
Federal government needs 19 million litres of diesel to complete second Niger bridge, says Fashola. Police commissioner faults El Rufai on killings. Ballot box snatchers will be dealt with according to the law, says Lagos CP. Government attack Osinbajo's convoy in Ilorin. Ballot box snatching again. President's directive, not a license to kill, says Labour. And police detain 42 observers in Akwa Ibom. For real, I didn't read that story. They detained 42 observers in Akwa Ibom. I wonder why. But the borders are being shut today, right?
Yeah,
yes.
12
So by 12 noon today, all borders, so in and out will be very restricted.
Yeah, 350 personnel,
Thousand.
security officials, 350,000 security officials are going to be deployed for the election. So I just hope everything will be safe.
Yeah.
So,
So February 11th, there was a killing in Kaduna State, and El Rufai, the governor, came out and said that 66 Fulani men and women were killed during that attack. Now, the police commissioner has come out to say that he can't still confirm that figure, and he had advised the governor of the state not to mention any number because they didn't have proof. Also, eyewitness within that locality said that they don't have Fulani people within that area, that they have people from there were only 12 Adara indigents that they knew were killed within that area on the night of February 10. So it caused a bit of crisis within the community that we don't want insightful statement that Fulani died or this person died. Human beings died, and unless you confirm the figure, don't make any of such statements. So we're waiting to confirm the number of people that actually died, which is over 10 days after the killings. Can we know?
We should have the number.
Yes, we should have the number by now.
Let's move on to New Telegraph. 11.2 million registered voters won't vote on Saturday. I'm not under pressure to resign, says Yakubu. Nobody will intimidate voters tomorrow, says Buhari. Kano, 5 killed as Kokon saw APC supporters clash. Study. This they are studying. This is their New Telegraph. Let's hear what they're saying now. They said new test method could save thousands from sepsis. Okay, that's a good one. Court orders Okocha's arrest over tax evasion.
Whoa.
Polls. Police will deal with ballot box snatchers, says Inspector General. Osinbajo's campaign trail attacked in Kwara. And Nigerians spent 3.1 trillion on airtime in 2018. Jehovah. 3.1 trillion airtime in 2018. Wow.
We're making money.
Lots of calls. Okay, let's talk about the Okocha. Who has that story?
Yes, I have the story. So
Our star player.
Yes, he's been in. He's had this case with a case on tax evasion. He's not been, according to them.
Within Nigeria or outside Nigeria?
No, within Nigeria. So the Ministry of Finance have been writing him, and then the case has been in court since 2017, which he has refused to show up. Right. But every time they have the case, he's not showing up. So now they are ordered an arrest to pick him up since he's not coming out to explain.
I take this issue of tax very seriously in Nigeria.
We have to start paying tax.
We never used to take it that serious. But now,
when we pay tax, now we can hold the government accountable
to
give us the basic amenities.
We never used to actually make such a fuss over tax evasion. Okay, let's move on now to The Guardian. Over 11 registered persons won't vote. I think that's part of the previous that were probably taken back. Fashola seeks deportation of foreigners without work permit. Why international community cares about Nigeria's political stability. Who asked Fashola? I mean, the Fashola story.
Fashola was speaking at GAPFest. This is the second edition, an event where he gets to engage people talking about the theme for this year's GAPFest was where are the jobs? And in addressing jobs and provision of opportunities of jobs in Nigeria, he mentioned that while doing internal audits of companies that are engaging with his ministries, they found out that they had a lot of foreigners that are employed by those companies for jobs that Nigerians could take without having proper documentation. And such people will be, not only, they'll be prosecuted and deported, that there are opportunities within industries that he mentioned, and he was saying that
so he's seeking, it's not like, because he's not in this place to say they'll be deported,
but based on he's doing the investigation, if you are working with the Ministry of Works and all those ministries that he's in charge of, you will be audited to find out if you're giving jobs that Nigerians can do to foreigners.
We have to run off. Let's take the Tribune very quickly. There's only one story. Go out, vote for your future, says our president. So, go ahead.
Our sitting president, President Buhari, have urged and pleaded with Nigerians to please go out tomorrow. He held a meeting yesterday, the eve of presidential election, pleading with Nigerians to please go and secure their future. And he has assured us that all the polling locations are secured. There's not going to be any issue or any violence or anything. So I hope and pray that Nigerians can genuinely go out tomorrow. This is your best right, and vote.
Our president has spoken to us a lot in the past 3 years.
Recently,
outside the country
he's speaking to the people, he's engaging us.
We like that.
That's what the election does to you. Election, you sharp, you correct yourself. So whilst you, and as Obia Julu advised, don't carry any box to be putting you.
Your food in nylon.
Lunch box, clinical box, carton of noodles. Don't carry any box. Just go yourself. If not,
you alone.
Let's go. When we come back, you don't want to miss our hot topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're minding our business, jejely. When we saw the story of Olajumoke, the bread seller. Remember her? That our famous girl that was carrying bread. And then Tiwa Bello saw her. She rose to stardom, and everybody was talking Olajumoke all the way. Now, according to reports, her baby daddy said that his girlfriend's celebrity status has been more of a hindrance than a blessing. He further explains in his words that she's rude and talks to me recklessly.
Bam.
What are your thoughts? If you're Olajumoke, what would you do? You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your TVC so we can read your tweets.
If you are the
now,
baby
as usual, we don't like talking about the couple. We want to focus on the issue because I don't want us to gossip about them. Let's talk about the fact that you're a lady, you came into the limelight, you're doing well, and with something similar to what we discussed yesterday, a high flyer.
Yes,
you know,
so-
everybody knows you. Now, the man you're with, he ain't put a ring on it yet.
Mbano.
No marriage. You guys are hustling together. Suddenly you blew up, and now maybe you started thinking, there's life on this side, though.
Baga.
Do I still want to settle for this guy? So you are just taking your time. In your own view, if you are Olajumoke, would you marry this person? If you are the woman in question, would you marry the person? Or would you say, you know what, there's bigger fish out there? Let me start with Kike.
I think it is very important for us to address that rudeness, first of all. Most of the rude girlfriends or wives we know today, their wives are, what's it called? It's they are the wives of adulterous and uncultured men. So if you are saying today that Jumoke is rude, do you understand? There will be a reason why she is rude. Now, going back to the main issue, I think for the first time, I'm going to give Jumoke kudos. Reason being that they are illiterates who have sense more than we what's it called? We educated ones. Because illiterate now are now going, girls of today are now going for smartness. They are now going for their future. They are not being, what's it called? Women of today, or will I use myself as an example? We are clouded by love. But the
Women of today.
but the women of today are no longer clouded by love. It is about their future. It is about what are you putting on the table. It is about what am I also putting on the table. Again, if this baby father, so to speak, did not marry Jumoke when she first had the first child, you didn't marry her when she had the second child. So when she came to limelight, do you understand? First of all, when T.Y. Bello saw Jumoke, we can remember that she was hawking bread on the streets.
Yes.
So there was preparedness in Jumoke that she was able to transition to whatever thing T.Y. Bello has in stock for
there's
her.
no preparedness in that girl.
No.
Without doing so. Wait, hang in there. It was just a stroke of luck or God or faith or destiny.
I don't believe in luck.
Listen. No, it's not luck.
No.
There was nothing she did that gave her that promotion she got. It was just
no.
God.
Grace.
It was grace.
It was
With
that
that
time.
moment,
Yeah.
she was walking by, somebody
Yeah.
picked her up. So it was nothing that she went to school or she went to go and do it.
no,
Hang
Jumoke,
in there. We're not arguing. We're only discussing. We're not talking.
Yeah,
Right?
of course.
So the point is that this girl has now found wealth. She has found fame. Maybe not necessarily wealth. Fame. Now, is it right for her to refuse to settle down with the man of her youth? The man that both of you were there together. You
Nah,
started
man.
together. Don't you think it's the right thing for her to say, like, listen, we've been there together? Or you say, no, she must find somebody out there. Let me come to you, Bejulu.
So I know that not every woman handles the pressure of being the breadwinner well. There are some women that they get there and they are able to balance it and still give their husband or their baby daddy the respect that he's expected. But not everybody. And according to the story, she right now is thinking of how to pay her next rent. Her rent is about to be
5 years
expired.
rent
Yes,
is
that's,
expired.
so there's a lot in her mind. And I believe that she is beginning to see that she's outgrown the man, which is okay. Now, if you are staying with somebody who you are no longer on the same level, it's natural. Things will go.
With all due respect,
All right.
but I have to cut you on that because
Why?
we always complain when a man goes to the village and pick up his wife, right? Brings her, she struggles, she hustles with him all through.
Yeah.
Suddenly, he does so well. And then he now sees that is the wife of is the chick in the office, the educated one that came back from America that he wants to date.
But this
Now
one are not married.
I'm just telling you, he now abandons the one he brought from the village. So the same principle, you must apply it in this situation. That's why I
Yes.
assume that it's okay for them to draw apart. No, she loved him with or without the money.
You were not there to know if there was love in between them.
Right.
It could just be that they hooked up and started having kids.
Exactly.
So you don't know the true story. So what I'm saying in
there's an
essence
undertone.
is it's very possible that this guy in question is feeling relegated to the background and she just wants to bring attention to himself.
Let me come back to you. You wanted to
We
jump
don't know the
into
true
that.
story.
Yeah. What I wanted to say concerning what BC said is that I believe that Jumoke loved the guy one way or the other, or she's still in love with the guy. But there are some certain behavior that will trigger some reaction from women. Women today don't just open up and just start reacting. Women are naturals. Women care. Do you understand?
Yeah.
For a woman to start acting rude, for a woman to start feeling funny, do you understand?
So
It
you're
is because the
defending
man
why
Must
she's
have
being
done
rude.
something.
must have done something.
So you're
And
defending why
most
she's
men
being rude.
today, they are very uncultured. And as I'm looking at it, what's it called? Jumoke might look at it from the point that this is an opportunity, an opportunist. First of all, you going to social media to go and rant about your partner is a no-no. So are you trying to get our attention?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll come to Sokwe because everybody's complaining about this social media thing. And I'm totally against it. I feel that, listen, the world of social media now, everybody's getting married on social media. You're getting healed on social media. You're having
Yes.
children on social media.
Miracle.
It's the future.
Maybe not for
Maybe
people like us.
maybe your
Not
marriages
for
will get
social
fixed because if you still think the conventional way of solving problem is the way where you go to your mommy, dad, let's discuss and this, it might not happen.
That one
Maybe
doesn't
social media
work.
is the solution right now. But let me come to Sokwe. What are your thoughts on this whole issue? Again, I would really like us all to focus too much on Jumoke and the lady. But let's talk about the issue of how women in this situation, how should they handle it?
Before I talk about the issue, I was expecting something to happen in that relationship. They even tried. However they did it, whether it was Jumoke's good behavior or the man's good behavior, the fact that they've been able to keep it together till now is a huge plus because whenever this kind of things happen, it tends to lead to challenges.
Right.
We have a culture that brings up women to be malleable. So you are groomed to become whatever your husband wants, which we used to think is a sad thing, but it is a huge advantage. It is what made Jumoke able to easily morph from being a bread seller into a model because she's already had the mindset that I can change to become anything I want to be. However, we also have that case where we believe in Yoruba, Obeti, Bale oni se, Toti oni je, Iyale o gbodo se. So you don't do anything your husband doesn't want. The challenge with our society, why divorce is on the rise, is because most women now, our eyes are open thereabouts. We feel like I want to live my life. I want to go for my thing. I want me. And in that place, we lose the malleability that helps us submit to our husbands, that keep our marriages together.
Okay, wait.
I am getting somewhere.
Okay.
I'm lost.
That's the fact that Jumoke has made money shouldn't automatically lead to the breakup of their relationship. But that's what we expected because we've seen it all around all the time. Right. The fact that there is disparity in who they are shouldn't lead to it. The issues on ground is that we've built a society that says everything must rise and fall on the husband. So we have a man feeling insecure about the fact that I cannot make money. That's his problem. He was crying. He doesn't have any job to do. People see him as the wife of a husband of a celebrity, so he shouldn't be hustling. And then we have a woman who feels that I have all the responsibility. I'm trying to make it work. They don't need social media. What they need is counseling, blueprints. What are we going to do going forward?
I can agree with you. I can agree with you in terms of the guy having challenges in getting jobs, because I think personally, I'm married to someone who is a cabinet member under present administration, and I know that a lot of time when you go to companies or existing clients, they ask you, madam, what are you doing here? You are the one that should be giving us contracts now. Which money are you, what crumbs are you looking for? Do you understand? So I understand that the fame of the wife could have rubbed off on him in getting jobs or retaining clients because they believe that the money is there now. Fame is there, opportunity is there. But you are an artisan. You said you create aluminium windows and doors. Do you understand?
Why aren't you doing that?
Why aren't you doing that at the moment? You should have engaged yourself in something that if you are engaged yourself in something, you will not be waiting for when your wife is coming in, what your wife is doing.
My question, you guys have not answered my question. If you are in the girl's shoes today and you're trying to hustle to pay your 5-year rent,
will be
right?
expiring.
Which will be expiring. If you are hustling and you've had a man in your life, you've had 2 kids with him, what would you do? How would you decide? How would you handle that situation, Obiajulu?
Okay, first of all, I will not have kids for a man that has not paid my bride price. That's one.
Okay.
And if, for instance, I'm in this shoe now, and I'm trying to hustle, I expect you to understand that I am doing this for us. The thing about the whole thing is what I see is a communication gap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably because the guy complained she's always going for meetings with the manager, she comes back late, she doesn't even tell
But
him
she's no
where
longer
exactly.
So
tell
pause
him,
for a second.
tell him
Obeju.
where she goes.
So with what you just said, if she's falling out of love with this person, can't just
Going
open up
apart.
and just say, you know what, we're done. We have 2 kids. You're not obviously pulling your own weight in this relationship. Leave. Why can't our society allow her to have that confidence and boldness to have
She
to
may
tell him to
not
go?
even know that she's falling away. It takes time.
Go to midnight. You won't come back and tell the person.
No,
you're
I
like,
disagree
Hold on,
with
no,
you.
she may
I
not
disagree with
know
you
that
on
she's falling away. She may just feel, okay, this is what it entails as a model. I have to go out there, I have to have meetings, you should understand.
Obianjolu, the
She may
entertainment
not
world
know-
is crazy.
Yeah, let me take this call. Morning, are you there, Abubakar? Hello? Abubakar, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Go ahead, please. Morning.
Yeah, I feel about the whole Jumoke matter. I feel the man is being immature about the whole thing that is going on. Because now, levels have changed. Your wife is now a model. And you're not working. No matter what, you have to be ready for all these type of issues. Because she goes out for meetings. Obviously, she's a model. She has to go out for meetings.
Yeah.
Plus, you're not the breadwinner anymore. Obviously, even though she doesn't respect you, you should know that things like this would come and happen. So for the fact that she disrespects you and you are even bringing it on social media,
Okay.
you cannot settle your matter in the house.
All right. Thank you very much. We're going to break, but when I come back, because we've added other celebrity. I know there's a Yoruba artist, a female Yoruba popular artist. She's a singer. Her husband is not in the limelight, but he's always there with her. He follows her. He's like her manager. So why couldn't he
Package himself and just be
and
escorting
support
her.
this girl? But let's go on a break. We have a celebrity guest in the house. She'll join the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So she's a Nigerian actor, kiddies show producer, and host. She's best known for her numerous children's TV productions because of her intense passion for children. And she's become a household name. Welcome with us, Yinka Olukunga, probably known as Nana.
Hey, you're so beautiful.
You can join the conversation on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. So Nana, you heard what we were talking about earlier. This is Ola Jumoke and her baby daddy. Now,
Okay.
in your situation, in your view actually, do you think women would actually naturally fall out of love with somebody they're not necessarily married to and who is on a different financial cater as they are? Because obviously she's doing better now compared to where they were coming from. And now, looking back, if you put yourself in her shoes, I want somebody to put themselves in her shoes. What would you do and how would you manage that situation?
Okay, so I'm married now. So my name now is Olayinka Olukunga Ademo. Okay, so being a married woman, I think if I were to be in Ola Jumoke's shoes, it's not going to be an easy one for her because when stardom comes, it comes with a whole lot of things. And if you're not careful, it tends to turn your head towards failure.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying she's doing the wrong thing. I'm just saying that if I were to be in her shoes, I would probably try and be a little diplomatic about it. I'm Yoruba, and they say that your husband is the head of the house.
Right.
Now, what makes a beautiful woman or what makes you beautiful is how well you're able to manage your home front as well as your career.
Right.
Yeah.
Being married doesn't mean you have to stop your career.
Right.
And then chasing after your career doesn't mean you need to let that part suffer. So I think your ability to blend both is what makes you beautiful.
But the
really.
beautiful thing, or the joker, not the beautiful, the joker here is that they're not really married. He's a staying dad, he's a baby daddy. So he still has an outlet.
I think you forget the fact that the man and Jumoke were not married, were not living together even before the fame came into
He wasn't in Lagos. She was in Lagos and
for
he
her
was
to be
in...
living with her mother with the 2 kids and the guy, because I remember that when T.Y. Bello connected with Jumoke, they had to start looking for the boyfriend, the baby daddy elsewhere. So don't you think there's an undertone
So what
in
are
that
we saying?
arrangement
So
in
why
the
should
first place?
so is the Nigerian factor or not, or the Yoruba factor that you don't want to tell the Makwe, Oga, out of my house?
and leave.
You want to do
But
the
if
humble
the guy
girl
was never in the picture before the fame, why bring him into the picture?
because it was
Number
just
one,
a
the father of the children,
father of the
and
children.
we believe in keeping the family
Together.
together.
That's
the Yoruba
So
factor.
here is the challenge. Many people manage what should not be managed.
Exactly.
And in managing what's not managed, you will get a bad name, whichever way it works out. So
And
don't
it is the woman that her head will be.
Yes, so at the end of the day,
because all of us now are saying, my opinion is that Jumoke should be humble. For you to keep your home, you should calm down as much as possible. And that's my stand, that for marriage to work, somebody needs to make the sacrifice. And in most cases, it's the woman. And the woman has the capacity to make that sacrifice. But when you're making the sacrifice, understand what you're sacrificing for. Which is why I said there should be a blueprint.
Is it worth
Are we
it?
going together? Are we going
Yes.
to grow?
Are we growing
What do you want to do
together?
to improve yourself? So that I know
Yes.
that if I'm making a sacrifice for you, I am doing this because you will change your life and become a better person
Exactly.
in
May
the
I
next few.
quickly say that the only covenant that protects you as a woman is if your dowry has been paid.
Yes, so.
As long
I'm
as you are
telling
not
you.
married,
Can I say
excuse me, as long as you are not married, whatever you are doing is relationship.
Exactly.
And anything can happen.
God
and
bless
that is why
you.
God instituted that covenant to protect the man and the woman.
Yinka, do
So
you
if
agree?
it's not
Yeah. Let me
there,
let you come in
forget
here.
about everything we are saying right now. She can choose to do whatever she wants. Nobody has paid her bride price.
All right, Yinka,
Okay.
Refuse to let them pay.
So,
the man
because
has been asking.
okay, so I would say that they weren't married before.
Right.
If you as a woman would give birth to 2 children for a man you're not married to,
You must love
That ain't so.
you must love him.
I don't believe that.
Now, you weren't first to have those children. You wanted to have those children. You loved the man. You had the first one. You went back for a second one. That means you loved that guy.
But you're
And that was why you went
protected.
for it. Now, in where she was coming from, I think it's the norm there that most of them have children
Before
marriage. And some of them are lucky to eventually do the whole traditional thing, and some end up don't even doing it at all. It's the norm there. Now, because she's been able to move to
Upgrade.
another level, it's expected that that right has to be done. And then from the story the guy said, they said the mom
tired.
said,
You know, you guys
"Let's
have
do
not
this," and
answered
she
my
has
question.
refused. Now, why has she refused?
Hang it there. Wait, let
It's
you
either
finish.
she has fallen out of love.
Yes, they've grown apart.
Yes,
obviously.
That's what I
That's where
think.
because I'll come to you now. If they have fallen out, if she has fallen out of love, why doesn't she
Kick him
exit of that relationship?
society.
Societal pressure.
Or it could even be communication problem.
Yeah.
Maybe they actually still love each other,
Right.
but then because she's so busy now, and then they really have time to talk.
I don't believe in
love,
that love.
eh?
I don't believe in
Yeah,
that love.
yeah, I agree with what everybody's saying here, but I think that Jumoke as a person has lost hope in the man.
Wow.
Now, that's number one. Number two.
You're speaking for her.
No, because from the look of things and from we women, sometimes when your partner has not paid your bride price, I can tell you I can tell you categorically that at the point when I first had my first child, with my present partner, right, there was a pressure that was on me from my family members saying that the pregnancy was planned, but the question is he has not done white marriage or there's a certification, legal marriage. Do you understand? It was only the traditional marriage. And there are times that what you people don't know today, and maybe we know we are not willing to share publicly, is that when you have misunderstanding with the man, sometimes the man will tell you that, oh, anyway, I've not married you legally.
Before.
I can carry any other wife. Sometimes those things affect women. At the end of the day, when you're not in a place where there's an opportunity for you to do well as a person, as an individual, or in your career, it's now difficult for you to now bend and say, oh, you want to listen to whatever the guy is saying, because the guy never treated you well in the first place.
May I quickly say that I don't see anything love in that, because the fact is she had a child, she was living with her mother.
Yes.
Where was the guy?
Where was the
So
guy?
you don't have a child, like I have a friend now whose husband has run away from home. She has 3 kids, and you tell me tomorrow if she blows or something happens, you come back and say there was love.
No.
That is not a definition of love.
Right.
So I do not believe that there's love in that.
didn't
But
run away,
I
did he?
feel...
So that we don't end up just gisting around this thing. The point is, sometimes you see the handwriting on the wall. Immediately, Jumoke came into limelight. It was obvious that her life was going to change. a lot of times we see the handwriting between husband and wife, or even in relationship,
Partners,
that my
relationship.
partner is about to blow. You sit down, you are not upgrading yourself, you are not studying, you are not preparing yourself for the position you can see the future would happen. In over time, that distance would come because she has become a different person, and you are still the old person. We must all strive to keep upgrading ourselves so that when the time is right, you will not be seen as you're the one dragging me
Let me
down.
come to you, because this brings me to the issue of men having low self-esteem. Because there are some men, Yinka, that even in that situation, if it is pure water he's selling, he will be the best pure water seller because he has enough confidence in himself. It doesn't matter how far or how big the woman has blown. That little thing he's doing, he'll do it so well.
Yes.
He'll even use the opportunity that, oh, she's blowing, well, let me sell my pure water to your clients. So that goes back to how we train our boys. Because that man obviously has very low self-esteem. So we think that he's waiting for the woman's influence or connection to link him up with a job so he can be at that level. What do you think? Do you agree with that? And how do we help our men today to have the confidence they need?
Okay, so I don't agree with the fact that he was waiting for that big connection through her platform. I think that you should go all out to do what you have to do to provide for your family. Now, if you are together and you have to depend on every kobo she gets to bring in, it's normal to happen. So I think you should just strive hard. If like you said, if it's just pure water, go all out and do it. Be proud of what you have, and then just do it.
I'll take a call and I'll come take a tweet. Yakub, are you there?
Yeah, Mariah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Back
morning
to back.
to everybody in the studio.
Good morning.
You see, I blame that guy. In the first instance, I listened to one of your co-hosts in the studio now, is that, does it mean that the guy married the lady legally? If does not marry the lady legally, why is he complaining? You marry a lady when she was never become anything, and then this lady in question is still with her mother, and then he has 2 children for you. Now the lady is broke. You are not complaining that he does not pay attention to you. You pay attention to yourself, upgrade yourself, be what you want to be in life, and then leave everything for God and then move on.
Thank you,
God bless you, sir.
Let's take a few
So
tweets.
he says, bride price, dowry or no dowry does not stop people from misbehaving. That is why you have bad husbands and bad wives. Barrister Natasha Akpoti says, I think there is no marriage between them, so she has the right to decide what is best for her future.
Let's not lie to ourselves, though. If she was your sister, Yinka, if your younger sister, and you're talking to her right now, they're not married. They got 2 kids. She's about on the verge of actually becoming a star, a model. What would you tell her to do?
Do you love this man? Yes? No? If you don't want to go
If
ahead.
the answer is no,
I think right now it's better you both part ways.
if it's yes,
Do the right thing.
If it is
which
yes,
is what? Which is what?
Get married. Make it official.
Mariah, if she's my younger sister and she says she's in love with her, I would prayerfully dislove the love.
Okay.
Because I realize that most of the time we use this love thing and
To
we
deceive
distort-
ourselves.
We use it to realign our future into failure.
Bagang.
So if you desire a good future for yourself, you must choose and marry a good person that would help you get there. Because if you marry the wrong person, you will end up in a future you do not see yourself
What
going
if he
to.
wants to?
He already has
What
a
if he
good
wants to
light.
better himself? What if you give him a condition that before we get married, so you have to do something to make
People
me
don't change
realize
for marriage,
you
oh.
want
They
to?
are who they are.
No, I mean, just try to upgrade yourself.
Yes.
If she was my
Your
younger sister,
sister,
that
yes.
first belle that she had, without them coming to pay dowry in your house, I would have beaten you seriously.
Okay.
You don't do that because you put yourself in a weak position. Even if
But you're a bread seller at the time.
And it doesn't matter. Don't we have bread sellers that have, that know what is good for them? It doesn't matter. So if you need to get pregnant for a man, make sure he puts a ring on that finger that protects you. Serious beating.
If she was my younger sister, first of all, I don't believe in both couples going their separate ways, especially when children are involved. Because at the end of the day, you find out that when both parties are not together, it's not easy for, we women can say, oh, we are stronger, we are this, we are that, we can train the children by ourselves, but we need a father figure. But it depends on the kind of father figure. It's another thing for you to provide for the children as a father. It's another thing for him to be present. So my question is, if the woman still believes that she can remedy the marriage, if there are no other circumstances involved,
There's
maybe
no marriage.
with the financial financial angle or maybe battering and the likes and all of that. I think for the sake of the children, forget fame because everything in life is seasonal. So I think you should look for how to go for counseling and resolve the old issues. If the man and the women are willing to
go on a
change.
break. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll try to focus on Yinka a bit. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have with us Yinka, Nana, friends. What have you been up to? What's going on with you? We know you got married.
Yes.
You have a set of twins, twin girls. Oh my goodness! I mean, I'm such a so beautiful.
So cute.
Are the pictures online? Did you post the pictures on Instagram?
Once in a while.
Yeah, we got to look at them. I'm sure they're so
Are you a
beautiful.
vampire? Because you don't age.
I'm telling you.
Are you Afghan?
Yeah, a little bit of it.
She has a few things out.
What's the secret?
Okay, let her answer one question now.
I just try.
How have you been? What have you been up to?
Okay, so it's been with Nina and friends, children, my passion. I derive joy, being with children. So it's been about 11 years now, working with children, and I'm happy.
You took a break for 5 years. I think it was because of marriage.
It wasn't for 5 years, basically. It was just for about a year or two.
Okay.
About 2 years, yes, childbirth.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
so I took a break and then I came back stronger.
Online, the celebrity couple were trending in the last couple of days. The husband was complaining that the wife is out there partying, not taking care of the daughter and all that. In your view, you've been out there. You're out. People know you. How did you manage that process of the fact that I now have to be a mom, home, and balancing with the family and then work? How did you manage that?
Honestly, it's not an easy one. It's you have to be very, very. You have to use your head to do that. So I tend to carry my husband along on everything I do. So he's aware of my itineraries, and he even picks my outfit sometimes. So sometimes I go to work, and then my friends are saying, "Did your husband see you before coming out?" I say, "Yes, he picked it out. He picked this one out." He's like, "Is it not too short?" The young man likes it. Let's just leave it like that. So I think I just try to basically carry him along on everything I do. It's not like I'm stupid. But I just want him to see. So they say that it's not enough for you to say, "You know what, when I went to the toilet, I cleaned up." You need to make them see that you
clean.
do. Husbands, they are babies, big babies. So you need to know how to just nurture them. So I think basically that's what I've been trying to do.
Still on the family front though, you took a 2-year break.
Yes.
And that was a huge sacrifice. What would you say made you do that? What would you say to the women out there that feel, I don't want to leave my career for my children, I'm never going to get back again, why should I do this? Why did you do it, and what are the benefits you accrue to that sacrifice you made?
Now, nothing compares to the joy of motherhood, really.
For you?
Now, so for me, being pregnant and the first time I held my children, my twins, I knew, no, I would do anything for this ones. So it was needed for me to take that break, and I had no choice. I knew the career was waiting for me. I would go back there, come out stronger, and then pick it up from where I stopped. But I knew.
Would you judge someone who doesn't believe in all of that? Now, someone who feels, I can't even take a break because I don't want to, stay. You like have a position in your company in the sense that nobody can play Nena and Friends for now. Do you understand? So you can always take a break and come back and the job is waiting for you. But these major actors that, do the movies,
or even bankers,
cinemas,
become old.
And all of that, they don't see you for 1 year, 2 years, you're fading off the market. And so because of that fear, a lot of them don't want to take that break. Would you fault them for that?
No, I would not fault them for that.
Why?
Is what works for you. Like I said, for instance, even in marriage, what works for A might not work for B, might not work for C. So what worked for me would necessarily not work for B or C. So I would not judge you because I'm not aware of your situation.
Right.
So I try not to do
So,
that.
Yes. Nina, how most parents today shy away from sex education. How are you able to use a platform and your channel to create awareness in educating the children today, the kids, the teenagers on sex education?
Okay, so there's a program called Nina and Friends Live TV show now on Saturdays, and so it gives me an opportunity to talk to the children, so they get to phone in live because it's a live program, and so that way you can't rule that out. When we were growing up, our parents would never discuss such issues with us. I have a school. I'm a proprietress of a Montessori school, so I know what it takes to groom children. You need to ring it in their ears now. In school one day, a boy was doing some very, very funny things that I had to call the parents, and I'm like, Ma'am, you know, your child did this and this in school. I don't know, what are you doing at home? You need to be very careful.
Right.
They are watching. 3 years old, they are watching.
Wow.
So you need to let them know. So I try my possible best in school, on TV, to enlighten children, to educate them. Your private part
right.
is yours only.
Because you're in television, and that's the industry that we both share, one of the major issues we've had in TV is content for kids. We can't compare what we have in Nigeria to what we have abroad. People just, there's a huge dearth in that industry.
Yes.
You have a platform. People know you. You're like the kid star that people knew. What can you do, or what do you think you're going to do to help to bring the kids' content, the Nigerian African kids' content that is engaging, that can compete, that is also exportable?
Okay, so we at Nena and Friends are trying to do that already. For instance, the Saturday Live TV show will bring back the act of reading. Children really do not read. Yeah, and so most of them don't even, I'm sure they've not even heard one Ijapa story before that we heard. So on the live TV show, I get to tell these stories, the tortoise and the dog, you know, see a folk tale. So you get to share with these children. This is what makes us African, really. And that's what you cannot get over there. Right. So we are trying to bring that back, and that's what we're doing on Nena and Friends, to show them that being an African doesn't mean you don't have this upstairs. There's so many things in Africa that you don't know about, and we're trying to, you know, let the children know.
Not to assume, when you started Nena and Friends, did you know that you were going to build a career in children? Or did the job happen on you and then you decided to follow through? How did that chemistry happen?
Okay, so I say this. I've always known I was going to do something for children, but what form it was going to take, I had no idea. So when I was much younger, my siblings, I would, you know, really take care of my neighbors' children lovingly, and they all loved me. So when I played that role, Nena, and children fell in love with that character, I knew it was a sign for me. So when the opportunity came, I picked it up. And because I further loved children, I know I love these children, I went back to school to do administration and planning, education.
We have to run off.
So I went back
but
in there.
So the talk show is ongoing. Is there anything else you're looking forward to in the future?
Yes. So being a mother now, I'm deviating a little, still doing with children, but to moms now. So I know that when you become a mother, your attention is on your children, you really have time for yourself, you really have time to pamper yourself. So last year we started something called Nena Hangs Out with Moms, and we're having another one come March 31st at Shiba Center for moms only. No children, no daddies. Yes, daddies get to stay at home with the children. Charge? Yes, it's strictly by invitation and it's free.
Don't look like a mom.
All right, we have to run up. Fantastic, good.
Thank you.
It's nice to hang out with you on that day.
Thank you for
joining us. That's all we can take on the show today. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Go and vote.